Well, hey everyone, this is Sean from Mosaic in Palm Bay. It's Friday afternoon, and I just wanted to come today and share a couple thoughts with you. If you've been thinking about checking us out at Mosaic, but weren't really quite sure what this was all about, I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight. I'm in our gathering space. This is where we meet every Sunday morning at 10:30. You notice there's a lot of tables and chairs in here, and there's a reason for that. It's because we have modeled our church on what we believe the early church looked like. We believe that when you read the New Testament and you look at the early church, what you see is a bunch of Jesus followers gathering together around a table. Every time you see the words breaking bread in the New Testament, that means they're eating a meal together. The early church, when they worshiped, they ate together. There was always a big meal. So we offer a big meal every Sunday morning at 10:30, and that meal is open to everybody. It's a community meal. It's free for all. It is delicious. It is hearty. You're not going to walk away hungry from here. And then following that, what we do, or actually even during that time of eating together, there's conversation, there's community building that's happening, and then after that, there's a time for some discussion, there's some singing, there's some prayer time, and everybody's invited to stay for that if they'd like. They don't have to. If you want to just eat and go, you can do that. But if you'd like to stay, we want to invite you to do that as well. Here's some things I want you to know. You may not have been aware of this, but the early church, when they met together, every time they had communion, the way we think about communion oftentimes is something we tag on to the end of our worship services, right? Communion wasn't that way in the early church. They knew that when Jesus implemented the model, it was at his Last Supper, right? There was a full meal being done. So as we're eating together around the table, what we're doing is reminding each other that the meal that we're eating is a symbolic meal to remind us of Jesus' sacrifice for us. And that conversation happens around these tables. We're here to remember that God loved us so much that he sent his one and only son, Jesus. And this food, this bread that we eat is the body of Christ given for us. And this juice that we drink, and this water and this coffee and all of these beverages are representation in some mysterious way of the blood of Christ shed for us. So that all kind of happens around the table. I also want you to know when the early church met, it was an inclusive gathering. What that means is that everybody was welcome. I know that there are some of you out there that you are not going to church right now, or you haven't been to church for a long time because you walked in somewhere and you were not included. You were told that because of the way that you looked, or the lifestyle that you lived, or the person that you loved, or the way that you voted, that you were not welcome in some way. The early church included everybody, and so does Mosaic. We mean it when we say we're inclusive and welcoming. Everybody's welcome around our table. Thirdly, the early church, when they gathered, it was a time of joy. There was a lot of laughter. There were lots of stories being told. And that happens here at Mosaic as well. We try to create an environment not that is depressing, or, sometimes you go to a church and let's be honest, you walk out and you kind of feel let down, not lifted up. And we want you to come and feel lifted up. We want you to feel like you can leave this place and kind of live out your week with some joy in your life, because church ought to be a place of joy. And then lastly, when that early church met, everybody participated if they wanted to. There wasn't just a single person who stood up and had all the answers to everything. Everybody had an opportunity to participate and give voice to what they were thinking and what their thoughts were. And we feel the same way here. We want everybody to feel like they have a part to play and that they get to participate. So if this sounds intriguing to you, can I invite you to come Sunday morning at 10:30? 2100 Port Malabar Boulevard. Everybody is welcome. We have opportunities for the children to do some things while the adults are gathering if you want your kids to do that. Again, the meal is from 10:30 to about 11:15. And then we transition to a time of worship from 11:15 to about noon. Everybody's welcome. We want you to come. Come on down and join us. I would love to see you. We are saving a place at one of these tables for you. There's always an open chair. We look forward to seeing you on Sunday. God bless.